Good morning, and welcome to your morning cereal. Okay, good morning, and welcome to Monday. Well, it's the kind of Monday that whispers, "You've got this." But people, slow down, not before I've had my coffee. Well, today we're also celebrating National Limerick Day. And what better way to tell you what a limerick is than through a limerick? Here it is. A limerick's not hard to define, but it needs to do more than just rhyme. It's the meter that matters, the pitters and patters. If not, you're just wasting my time. And there you have it. Feels just right for a Monday, right? You need to get a rhyme to get your rhythm going this morning. Well, it's also National Nutty Fudge Day. So if you've already hit your limit with the emails and the people who reply all, consider a fudge-based coping mechanism. Now, before we all get lost in today's to-do lists and inbox dread, let's kick things off with a little inspiration. Here's the quote of the day, and it's from Lionel Richie, who said, "The only time you run out of chances is when you stop taking them," end quote. And in addition to giving us the smoothest hello in music history, he also reminds us to keep taking shots, whether it's love, work, or just getting out of bed before snooze number 5. Well, today's news, facts, and birthdays are for May 12th. And we're going to start back in 2002, and that's when former President Jimmy Carter, he became the first sitting or former U.S. president to visit Cuba since Castro took power. The Cold War awkwardly nodded in approval. Then, moving up to 1994 on this date, a classic, Pulp Fiction, it premiered at Cannes, and movie dialogue has never been the same since. Then in 1993, the final episode of Cheers was filmed on this date. And yes, everyone really did know your name, and they toasted to it. And finally, in 1989, the movie Field of Dreams. It hit theaters on this date as well, which means we've had over 35 years of dads crying over Ghost Baseball. I've actually never seen the movie, so don't include me in those crying dads. All right, well, happy birthday if today is your birthday. You share a birthday with Tony Hawk. The skateboarding legend, he turns 57 today, still cooler than the rest of us. Then Kim Fields, she's the actress from The Facts of Life. She's 55 today. Apparently Tootie lives. Then Rami Malek, the Oscar-winning actor, you might remember him from Bohemian Rhapsody. He's 43 today. And as we mentioned earlier, the legendary Lionel Richie, he's celebrating his 75th birthday today. That's a lot of all night longs. Well, the number one song on this date in 1984 was Hello by Lionel Richie. Well, this song defined the 80s power ballad, right? It's smooth, it's soulful, and it's a great song to sing in the shower, right? This music video became iconic thanks to a blind sculptor creating Lionel's face out of clay, which, let's be honest, that lives rent-free in our brains to this day. Well, the song spent 2 weeks at number one, proving that sometimes all you really need is a piano, a deep V-neck sweater, and a whole lot of sincerity. Well, we're currently sincerely working through The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And today we're in part 2, chapter 1. We're zeroing in on the subsection called Listening to Our Language. This section is all about the way the words we use reflect and shape our mindset, right? We talked about this quite a bit last week. And Covey argues that our language often betrays a reactive worldview. He points out how phrases like, "I have to," or "I can't," or "that's just the way I am," those suggest that we're at the mercy of forces beyond our control. Our boss, our schedule, our upbringing, or just plain fate. But Covey flips the script. He says essentially, hey, listen to yourself. You're giving away your power with these words. Instead of, "I have to go to work," try, "I choose to go to work to provide for my family." That shift may sound small, but it reframes your role. You're not a cog in a machine. You're a person making conscious decisions. Covey writes, quote, "Our language is a very real indicator of the degree to which we see ourselves as proactive people," end quote. And that's the heart of it. Proactive people don't see themselves as victims. They may not control everything that happens, but they choose how to respond. And that choice often begins with language, the language that we use every day. Covey also emphasizes that reactive language tends to be emotion-driven and blame-focused, with phrases like, "he makes me so mad," or "they won't let me." But proactive language accepts responsibility and it focuses on influence, like, "I'm choosing to handle this differently," or "here's what I can do." Covey even calls out the difference between saying, "I can't," versus "I won't." So one implies powerlessness, right? "I can't." But the other implies ownership. "I won't." And ownership is where personal growth lives. What's the takeaway today? Words matter, right? We hear that a lot these days. Listen to how you talk to others and yourself. Start noticing when you're slipping into reactive patterns. Just becoming aware of it is the first step towards becoming more effective, more confident, and more in control of your life. So as you move through your Monday, try editing your inner dialogue. Choose language that reflects power and purpose, not just out of habit, but because you're writing your own story. One sentence at a time, literally. And that wraps up this morning's bowl of morning cereal, as we like to say around here. So whether you're rhyming your way through Limerick Day or you're just trying to survive your inbox, remember, you're more in charge than you think you are. Hey, thanks for spending a few minutes with us this morning. We'll be back here the same time tomorrow with some more music, some more motivation. And until then, have a fantastic day. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Morning Cereal podcast on the One Life Live It channel. You can find more episodes and videos by visiting our YouTube channel and the website at Sean Inglis and at SeanInglis.com, where you can also follow our other podcasts, the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis podcast and the Life Happens podcast. In these other podcasts, we'll dive deeper into everyday issues, self-improvement and well-being, business and finance, and we welcome special guests too. So join us. It'll be a good time, I promise. Thanks again for listening. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.